Can you also let me share, make me co-host or whatever it is I need to do?
You should have access now. I've made you co-host and I've enabled sharing for you.
Perfect. Okay. I won't share yet, but I'm ready.
All right, why don't you, if you wouldn't mind, maybe kick us off now that we're kind of 5 after the hour. I'm just going to follow up with a few people just to make sure they have this new link.
Monica, do you want me to take it away?
Hi, Libby. Yeah, we might as well just dive in right now as folks trickle in.
Sure. Well, I'm thrilled to be here. Thank you, Monica, for inviting me on behalf of Speak for Success. And thank you, Lauren and Louisa, and all of the other organizers for having me back. It's great to be back. We did a couple of seminars, I guess, was that already last year? Wow. Okay. That was like a year ago, a few months ago. So I'm really happy to be back sharing this great information with all of you again. And I see that we're live streaming. I think we will have some people in the room as well, though. Am I correct on that? Awesome. So we're here talking about answering questions on the fly, which is great. I mean, we've already had like a technical thing, and that's one of those things that can make people really uncomfortable when they have a big presentation to do. But once you know that, hey, stuff happens, and you've got a plan and a process in place to take care of some of those things, everything can just sort of go nicely, and things can be easy again. So should I go ahead and start digging into the content or wait a little bit still?
Let's dig right in, please.
Let's dig right in. Okay, we welcome people when they get here. So let me share my screen. That would be very helpful. And by the way, if you have questions at any point, go ahead and ask them. I mean, hey, you could even make them completely unrelated to the topic just to see if I can answer a question on the fly. So feel free, unmute yourselves and go for it. So answering questions on the fly, it's really about impromptu speaking. And so we're going to break this down into 3 parts for you today. First of all, what is really getting in the way of being able to operate in the moment and on the fly? It's this fear we have of making mistakes. So you're going to get real comfortable in letting that go. A shift in mindset to really what is it that's being asked. You know, there aren't a lot of people who want you to fail out there. I mean, I've come across a few in my career, but for the most part, nobody wants you to fail. They want you to succeed. And so you'll find some strategies for shifting your mindset. And then, of course, we've got some practical models and strategies that you will be able to take away with you. So a few requests. If you've got questions, pop them in the chat, raise your hand. I already said it. Ask a question at any time. Put me on the spot. Let me see if I know how to handle this stuff. Please keep your cameras on, which of course, thank you. You all do. Side-by-side viewing is the best. So you've got an option. I think everybody's familiar with Zoom, but up in the top right corner, you've got an option for how you want to view both the screen, myself, and all of you. So choose the best that works for you. And of course, if you complete the post-workshop survey, you could win a prize. And it is Starbucks. And who doesn't like Starbucks? I don't know whether I'd get the one with all the whipped cream, but you can get whatever you want with your gift card. All right, you ready to dig in? Of course you are. Fear of making a mistake. Oh, it's the worst, right? You feel your heart palpitating, you're getting a little bit sweaty, and you just don't want to do it. Well, you know, there's a real science behind why we feel this way. And there is a reason why we feel this way. Part of the reason is this idea that we are fixed as human beings versus that we are continuously growing. And I am of an age wise enough to know, to remember that the science used to say that once you hit about 30, your brain was done. In fact, it was all going to start to be downhill. So be careful how many brain cells you kill, on a Saturday night or whatever when you're younger, because you're never going to be able to recoup those brain cells. That science has been completely debunked. And there is more and more science and medicine and research coming out to show that even after something like a debilitating stroke, the brain can rejuvenate itself. So biologically, the brain is able to rejuvenate itself, and we are able to continue to grow and develop. Now, a fixed mindset from more of a psychological mindset perspective is really this feeling that you get about being stupid, right? You get put on the spot, you say the wrong thing, the teacher gets mad at you, you're done, life is over, you've been categorized as not being very good at something. So it's what if thinking, but in a negative connotation. What if thinking can prevent you from taking risks? A growth mindset says it's okay. And, Edison is known for failing 10,000 times before he succeeded in making or creating the incandescent light bulb. So he was a failure 10,000 times. Making mistakes can be rewrapped in a package of experimentation. So it's not failure and it's not being stupid. Catastrophizing that same thing, I'm going to look stupid. And because I look stupid, I'm going to get fired. I mean, horribilizing, catastrophizing these things, it physiologically creates an impact on your body and disallows you to actually perform. So stop giving yourself that message. Making mistakes are okay, and it doesn't define my ability. There's a wonderful word that we all need to start using. The word is yet, right? You fail a math test. Somebody says, well, you're not good at math. Well, no, you just haven't learned the concept yet. Now that yet for me is maybe a lifetime experience because I chose not to get good at math. But the final piece is you start labeling yourself, right? So it all starts with a little bit of thinking. What if I look stupid? Oh, it's going to be horrible. The worst thing's going to happen and I'm going to get fired. I'm not a good speaker. I'm just going to keep my mind, my mouth shut. Keep me nice and safe. Instead, start to shift your mindset to, I'm becoming a better speaker. So I might not have mastered it yet. And I am becoming a better speaker. So positive psychology, Carol Dweck out of Stanford University has done all the research on this. It's not just the biology, but it's the psychology that we are not fixed as human beings. We are constantly growing, constantly evolving, and we can learn and do anything that we actually want to. All right. So because we want to do a little practice on this, we want you to allow yourselves to be wrong. Isn't this fun? So here's the scenario. You're learning to speak English and have come across a word you don't recognize. Luckily, your partner, by the way, you're going into breakout rooms for this, your partner has memorized the dictionary and can help you define it. You know what you're in for, don't you? You're going to choose 3 words. Actually, you know what? You might not have room, you might not have time for 3 words. Choose at least 2 on the next slide and write them down. Just 2 words. Step 2, when we put you into the breakout room, you're going to ask your partner to define one of the words that you picked. Okay, so they don't know what you've picked, but you're going to say, I'd like you to define this word for me. And then your partner is going to do that definition to the best of their ability. And they really won't know what they're talking about, but that's okay. And then you're going to switch roles. Sounds like a great time, doesn't it? I love this game. All right, get ready. Here are the words. And don't worry about the pronunciation. You can ask your partner that as well. Now, you could also just take a picture. And when you're ready, go off into your breakout rooms. I think we were going to give you 8 minutes. I think we'll probably give you 6.
All right, Libby, I think most folks are in the breakout rooms at this point.
Perfect. All right. And do we have a timer? Are the breakout rooms timed, or where'd my phone go?
Yeah, I'll time them.
Okay, perfect. So I wasn't,
Oh, Libby, just FYI, we're being live streamed.
yeah.
So just wanted to.
Oh, yes. Okay. I was just wondering how many people finally came on because I couldn't see anybody. Or I couldn't see everybody, I should say.
Yes.
All right. I will go ahead and mute myself during this exercise.
Yeah, so we have about 7 people, including, not including you and Monica, who are on right now.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I think we lost a few just switching to meeting, but I'm just double checking to see. I don't think there's anybody actually watching the live stream right now.
Okay.
It's just more for a recording on YouTube to automatically upload.
Right.
Sure. Yeah, maybe if we can switch it to just recording, that would be a lot better for us. For us.